Hello and welcome to this Cricket Next live pre-match show with me, Vinith Ramakrishnan, and I'll be joined shortly by my colleague Rudransh Kurana. But before that, what are we discussing? We are discussing Mumbai Indians versus Sunrisers Hyderabad at the Wankhede. This is a game where two struggling teams in the tournament so far would be going head-to-head, but it is Wankhede. It is Sunrisers Hyderabad who are coming off one of the biggest chases in the tournament's history, and you have a Mumbai Indians coming off a very feisty win over the Delhi Capitals. And one of the biggest questions that everybody is asking, at least, is would this be the game where we finally see a 300 plus total or somewhere near that vicinity? And on that note, I will bring Rudransh Purana. Rudransh, that is the big question, isn't it? I mean, Sunrisers Hyderabad coming back into the form that you think that they would be playing. Mumbai Indians are also coming into a bit of a form. I know the Delhi Capitals really handed that win on a platter to them, but then again, this is one play that you're talking about. So yeah, let's start off from there itself. Are you looking at a 300 plus score here?
Good question. I don't think so, honestly, because see, last time when SRH scored 277 against Mumbai Indians and Mumbai replied with 243, it was in Hyderabad. And I don't think Wankhede nowadays has been the kind of a surface where you can expect a 300 run score purely because the pitches are slightly more favorable to fast bowlers than other pitches. There is a bit of grass, there's some help for fast bowlers in the power play, and there is a high chance of getting those early wickets, because if you get those early wickets, then it completely rules out the possibility of a team going past 300. Because even 250, 260, 270 is very difficult if you get both openers out in the power play itself. So I don't think 300 is that big. If this match was happening in Hyderabad, then yes, I would have said yes. There is a 25-30% chance, but here I think it's like more like a 5%, 6%, and it will take something very special from either of those teams, because SRH will have to do it against Bumrah. In those 4 overs against Bumrah, despite his form, you can't expect more than like 30, 40 runs. And Mumbai Indians, they will have to do it despite not having the best of seasons, despite not having the batting unit play like a unit. And I think uh, this match doesn't seem perfectly set up for a 300 plus score. Maybe like a maximum I would expect would be like a 210 to 20 team, because these are not your great batting sides who are in form. Yes, SRH are in form, but their strength comes from their openers. And this pitch, the pitch that they're going to see today, I don't think it's going to support them as much as some a pitch like Hyderabad would have.
So, in your assessment, this is not the kind of pitch that could
Yeah.
assist good amount of hitting there. But then again, yeah, what is that pitch like? I mean, you did mention about the pitch. There's always, I mean, one thing you'd always see, because the dimensions of the ground isn't the biggest. It is not the smallest by any stretch of the imagination, but it is not the biggest also. So, for from that perspective, you still runs can be scored here. But what is the pitch that really in a way kind of suits the Pacers as well. There is a bit of juice as well for the Pacers as well. So it's not easy to hit, even though you have seen some big scores there. But looking at the pitch report for now, how are you looking at this pitch, and what have you been reading on the pitch report itself? And the reason why you are saying that it might be a 210
Yeah.
or that near about that basically 180 to 210 kind of score.
Yeah. Even in the pitch report that we are saying, it says that the pitch is damp and there is a coverage of grass. So those are not the kind of pitches that you expect to see 300 plus totals. Those are the kind of pitches where you want your new ball bowlers to dominate. I think Mumbai are built like that. They have Trent Bolt, they have Jasprit Bumrah, they have Deepak Chahar. Deepak Chahar and Trent Bolt are two of the best bowlers in IPL in the power play. I think they have built their team according to what Wankhede would have to offer. I am not. I don't think, despite
And
Travis
add to
Head,
that Hardik Pandya also into that
yeah,
mix.
Hardik Pandya as well. I don't think there's a good chance that we don't even see Jasprit Bumrah coming in the power play against Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma, because Trent Bolt and Deepak Chahar will be good enough on a grassy pitch in Mumbai. And I think that is why
But on the contrary, wouldn't you want a Jasprit Bumrah up against Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head to nullify that dangerous duo early on? And why just don't give them that opening breathing space so that they get settled in and then bring in a Bumrah to kind of do the damage control?
I would, but I think the issue here is Deepak Chahar and Trent Bolt, they are not in their prime. And I don't think they are those the kind of bowlers you can trust in middle overs and death overs. You can't save too many overs of them. You have the best will come in the power play, so you have to use them in the power play. I think that is a slight issue for Mumbai that no matter how desperately they would want to use Bumrah's 2 overs in the power play. I don't think they have the luxury to maybe one, but I don't think they can use 2 overs because if you use 2 overs of him, you will have to use one of Deepak Chahar and Trent Bolt in the middle overs or just before the death overs. So they become an a very easy target, and that has happened already in this tournament. So I think that is a bit of an issue. I think Mumbai will go for early wickets, and I think they will have to rely on Deepak Chahar and Trent Bolt's quality with swing bowling to get those.
Swing bowling, as you mentioned, is their key, and that is what their strength lies on. So that is what they would be looking at. And but one of the biggest problems for Mumbai Indians have been their batting, and certain Rohit Sharma, who's well, he's not lasted a power play in this tournament so far, and that's for somebody like a Rohit Sharma Stature, for somebody like who has built that legacy as a fantastic opener. That's a big blow for his own stats as well. And on that note, we have a regular viewer, sports fan, joining in saying, "Guys, MI will continue to pursue with Rohit, but do you think MI can get rid of Will Jacks and play Tilak Adhir at number three?" Well, that was my question also. Rohit Sharma, big worry there. But as a sports fan mentioned, he's not going anywhere. It's not that you drop him or you push him down to number three. You are going to persist with him. But yeah, number three is probably where they are kind of in a turmoil where you do want to have somebody like Will Jaggs there because that is the best position for him. The further you bring him down, the value of him as a batter goes down. But you have Tilak Verma who's done so well previously for you at number three. Naman Dheer, this season he came at number three. I think it was against the Punjab Kings, and he scored really well. But because there's a Will Jacks, because there is Suryakumar Yadav slotted at number four, you just don't have a space for a Tilak Verma. So he automatically comes down at number five, and then Naman Dheer again. You are putting him as a finisher role, something that Neil Vadera was more suited to, but Dheer had shown number three could be a position that he will. But how does Mumbai Indians solve this conundrum? Or they're not even looking at that. They're just hoping that Rohit Sharma fires, and one game he just fires, and the critics would be off their backs.
I think Mumbai's problems with that regard started during after the auction because the investment that they made for Will Jacks they could have used for someone like Sherfin Rutherford or a finishing kind of a batter. Like KKR have three of those, Andres Rinku Singh, Amandeep Singh. Even one of them being an MI would have solved a lot of issues for them. I think just because they don't have the Karen Pollard level of a player in that lower middle order, they have to use Will Jacks in the top order and which then remotes Tilak Verma, which then remotes Surya Kumar Yadav. So yes, dropping Will Jacks for someone like Tilak Verma at number three is a great solution, but it creates another problem, which is they don't have someone finishing the innings for them. You can't just have Hardik Pandya alone, and they don't have that kind of a bench strength in that department to get those runs out of. So that is their biggest issue, and that has caused them many problems throughout the season. We saw a bit of some flashes of them in last season as well, but that mainly is their centerpiece of problems because you want Tilak Verma to be at number three. He has demanded that position from Surya Kumar Yadav, even in the Indian team, and he has scored hundreds in that position. You want Surya Kumar Yadav to not come below four, and that's what you have to manage. And Will Jacks, you can't have him coming at number five or number six. Just although he can bowl a bit, you can't have him out of the top order because then you are just wasting his potential. So that is the issue started at the auction, and now they are just trying to fix him in. It's unfortunate that Rohit Sharma hasn't been able to hit form for them because, and yes, he can't be dropped. He now has a stand at the Wankhede, and it's not happening. They are not going to drop him.
Absolutely, absolutely. There's no way that you're dropping Rohit Sharma, but then again, from a discussion point of view, it becomes quite
Yeah,
interesting that you have such a big face or big
yeah,
former captain just being there, as a player and as an opener. It's just not clicking, and one of
yeah,
those biggest problems comes in there. But we have a toss update, and the toss update is Mumbai Indians skipper Hardik Pandya has won the toss and he has opted to bowl first versus Sunrisers Hyderabad. Again, Rudransh, not much of a surprise there. I mean, as you mentioned, bowling is their strength. They want to restrict Sunrisers Hyderabad to as much as possible, lowest score as possible, and you don't want to play into Sunrisers Hyderabad's bad hand as well in terms of batting. You don't want to set a target for them for the likes of Klassen or Head or Abhishek Sharma or whoever that comes in, and to have a set target in their mind and just go ballistic. You would rather have take the chance of let's see how much of a target that you are able to set, and maybe trying to optimize the juicy nature of that pitch with their pacers, as you mentioned. So no surprises there at the toss for you.
yeah, exactly. You are absolutely right. I think uh, Abhishek Sharma, Travis Head, and Hardik Klassen, that group is very dangerous when batting first, but they're even more dangerous when they have a set target in mind because they, even when they are not getting those first few balls right, they have the time, they have the luxury to time their innings better, and I think that makes them much more dangerous in a second innings. In first innings, yes, they play with the same freedom, obviously, but it's like in first innings, every you can't have batters without that tingling thought in their head that what is the right kind of a total on this pitch. Every batter needs to think about that. You can't just go out blindly slog everything, thinking that this pitch is a Hyderabad wicket, which is very flat. This is not going to be that. So you have to think, you have to consider after every over, after every 2 overs, that what is the right total, what should be our approach. When that is there, then you are giving that bowlers a bit of a chance that the batters could be in two minds about attacking a ball, batters could be in two minds about defending a ball, which creates opportunities for bowlers to take wickets. So it's better to have this kind of a dangerous batting lineup coming in at first, not second. And I think this also kind of mitigates the 300 because to be honest, if 300 was to happen for me, I thought it could only happen if Mumbai Indians were batting first, not the other way around. I thought the only way it can happen if Bumrah is not in the opposition attack, no matter what is his form, you have to score 300. If you want to score 300 against a Mumbai Indians team, you have to score 250 in 16 overs because you are not getting more than 50 runs against Bumrah. And 250 runs in 16 overs is as difficult as it gets. So yeah, that's it. I don't think 300 is. I am even more sure that 300 is not happening in this match.
So Rudransh is saying that 300 is definitely not happening for sure, even though it is Sunrisers Hyderabad who are batting first. Let's dive into what Hardik Pandya, the captain, had to say at the toss. He said that, yeah, we are going to bowl first. And quite interesting, Rudransh, he did mention about dew. I mean, yeah, when it is dew,
Yeah,
Wankhede is always known to have a bit of dew as well. So it's better to bat second, not to have your bowlers bowl with a wet ball. So that's one consideration that Hardik Pandya would have had in his mind. We are not looking at any changes. We don't see any changes. Of course, their Mumbai Indians, because they're bowling first, their playing 11 looks like Ryan Rickelton, Will Jack, Surya Kumar Yadav, Tilak Verma, Hardik Pandya, Namandeep, Mitchell Sardana, Deepak Chahar, Trent Bolt, Jasprit Bumrah, and of course Karan Sharma. So when Mumbai come on to bat, Karan Sharma is the one who would be likely be placed as an impact sub, and then walks in Rohit Sharma. On the other hand, Sunrisers Hyderabad again after such a fantastic win, there's no need for them to change. Travis had Abhishek Sharma to open, Andy Klassen, Ishan Kishan, Nitish Kumar Reddy, and give Verma, Pat Cummins, Harshit Patel, Zishan Ansari, Mohammad Shami, and Ishan Malinga are there playing 11 as of now. There would be an impact substitution there. So let's start from there itself. We've talked about a lot in terms of what Mumbai Indians can do and what their problems are. Sunrisers Hyderabad also had their problems. Let's not forget, after that big win in the first game, they also kind of got derailed until the last game, where they again were back. Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head. My question to you, Rudransh, would be: is there an over reliance on these two guys? If one of these two or none of these two guys go beyond the power play, Sunrisers seem to, in a way, lose their track, and they just don't have anybody who probably does a holding job. Again, I know it's kind of an oxymoron or ironical to say that you need somebody to have a holding role in this T20 squad or in this T20 team, but then again, you may want to have somebody of that just in case, when, as we have seen in the last few games of SRH, when your top three doesn't fire. Ishan Kishan has not fired since that first game. Maybe over reliance there on these two, or who are we seeing on the screen?
I think more than over reliance, SRH's issue is that they have too many batters who like to bat at a 200 strike rate. What you are saying about having someone who can hold the innings, we are not talking about someone like a Chitresh Pujara who comes and plays at 100 strike rate on the other end. We SRH needs someone who bats at number 3 or number 4 with a 150 strike rate, who doesn't go after every ball, who picks his movements and everything. So the other batter, like someone like Henrik Larsson or Ishan Kishan, can do what they do best. I think SRH's method of play is that they play very high risk cricket. They want every one of their top six batters to just go for every ball. And I think that is very attractive for cricket. That is very entertaining cricket, but that comes with its issue that you have bouts of bad form where none of the players perform. I think that's what happened with them after that first game. That they had a very big bout of bad form from their entire batting order, which caused this issue that even if one or two batters were firing, others were just failing very badly. Some random shots, some random bad, unlucky dismissals, which caused them those issues again and again, again and again, till suddenly that Abhishek Sharma and Travis hit clicked and they won. So yes, they are dependent on Head and Abhishek Sharma because these are the guys who, even with the high risk cricket, they can maintain that consistency somehow. Even Handy Klassen hasn't been able to do it in the last 7, 8 months. We have seen it in the SA20, we have seen it for South Africa. He hasn't been at its best for some reason. But these kind of players, even you can see it with Surya Kumar Yadav, players who play very high risk cricket go through these patches of really really bad form, and that is just something you have to accept if you are going to play this level of cricket and this style of cricket. So I think that's a huge issue, which is why you will see पैट कमिंस अभी भी आ रहे हैं, वो हमेशा हर मैच के बाद बोल रहे हैं कि नहीं, दिस इज आवर मेथड, दिस इज आवर मेथड. Even in dressing room, he's saying the same thing, that this is how we play, this is how we play. Even after the one, they said कि हाँ, Pat Cummins continued to say that this is how we play, and that is how you play. It is very high risk cricket, and it's not high risk on just the day. It is also high risk for a tournament. You can have bad spells of momentum that where you continue to play the same style, but it just doesn't come off. But like we saw in the last season, when it comes off for 4 5 games, and you get momentum, you get wins, and you get through semi-finals, quarterfinals, and you reach the final at least. So that is going to happen. That will continuously happen with SRH. They have the perfect quality on paper. I think they are on paper one of the best teams in the tournament. They have the bowling attack to match their batting strength as well. But it's just the issue that they will go through these form issues. Someone like Tilak Verma being there, or someone like maybe even Will Jacks being there, someone who doesn't want to attack every ball, who wants to take their time, even Ajinkya Rahane for that measure. Some those people can do it for them, can provide that stability where, as you said, you will lose that dependence and over reliance on Travis and Abhishek Sharma, because even if they fall early, you will have one batter rotating the strike and the other can keep going with that style. Now they don't have those. When two hitters go out, two more hitters come in. When those two hitters go out, two more hitters come in. It's just constant hitting. When it comes off, it looks great, and doesn't, it doesn't. It will look very very bad. People will say, oh, they are just playing the same way, they are just playing very bad cricket, they are just brainlessly attacking. But that is their style, and they are, I think they look happy to accept the pros and cons of it.
Yeah, high risk, high reward is so what SRH mantra has been right from the last season. We have the playing 11s in. Here you go. Mumbai Indians, as I mentioned, Ritul Rem and Will Jacks are slotted in there. Surya Kumar Yadav, Tilak Verma, Hardik Pandya, Namandeep Santner, Deepak Chahar, Rainbow, Jasprit Bumrah, and Karan Sharma. Their impact subs being Rohit Sharma, of course, Corbin Bosch, Ashwini Kumar, Rajangad Bawa, and Robin Mins. And we have a question on the playing 11 itself from Sportsman. Very interesting question. Yes, Karan did well last match, but are we surprised by Vignesh Puthu's omission? Personally speaking, not really surprised by Vignesh Puthu's omission because this has been a trend in many ways for Mumbai Indians, that they do bring in the new guys early on in their innings. They get enough from them because of that surprise factor. But I think through 2, 3, or 4 games in teams would have analyzed the bowler, analyzed the player, and they would have had plans. And again, Puttur is a very young lad, so not to put that kind of pressure on him. So I think this was always the idea, to surprise, give him a surprise, make him a surprise package, and he performed, he delivered. So he probably got 1 or 2 games extra more than that what would have thought. And Karan Sharma comes in. I don't know how this guy finds a place in teams who win IPL matches. So that's one reason I'm thinking that Karan Sharma. But again, he's a very good bowler, a very street smart bowler in that regard. Kind of underrated as well. Doesn't get much of the opportunities because always gets superseded by players who are more skillful, or maybe who are in more form, or who have been hyped up more. So you don't see much of Karan Sharma. But then again, testament to the fact that he has been part of many and many IPL winning teams. Your take on this, Rudransh, and Vignesh Puttu's omission B. You find it surprising, as so a sports fan does?
No, no, I don't think so. I think with Karan Sharma, I completely agree with you about Puthur. I think they have to manage him a bit because when you play a young bowler in a team that is not doing so well, kind of can affect their confidence as well. I think bringing Karan Sharma was a good move. I am completely with you in the fact that Karan Sharma is like he just manages to go through IPL seasons and managed to get into some team. Last time it was RCB, now it's Mumbai Indians. These are top teams who want to win trophies, who want to win every trophy, but he just somehow manages to be their lead spinner, not even a second spinner or third spinner, but a lead spinner, and he did very well last time. And I think he can be like they're kind of an X factor, if you can say, because I think this is the kind of an era where faster spinners are doing well, and I think Karan Sharma has managed to get into that. He wasn't that great for his era when we wanted leg spinners who could loop the ball, who could get wickets, who could turn the ball big. But now he's in that era where you want your spinners to not at least when they're not taking wickets go at an economy rate of 7, 8 maximum. And I think in that era he is a good bowler. I think because of that, he is being able to get into Mumbai Indian side as a lead spinner. And I think you are absolutely right about Puthur also being a kind of a player. I think Mumbai Indians want to throw him into matches where he definitely has great matchups, where he can definitely make an impact for them. Because otherwise, you are just throwing in a very young bowler with little to no even first class experience into some of the most difficult matches in his career. You don't want to throw because I think Mumbai Indians have been through some of these great spinners, like some of these very potentially great spinners, like they had Mayank Markande, they had Rahul Chahar, and they have made those mistakes with them by throwing them too early, giving them maybe too many matches even when they were coming through, because leg spinners, they are confidence bowlers. They need to just bowl at a certain length. That's the only thing they have, a perfect length and their variations. And if you throw their confidence off by giving them matches where they have bad matches and where their success rate is very low, then you can shatter their confidence and can affect their future as well. So that is a very careful balance. I know some people would say that that's how you test your best bowlers when they do well. I think they will continue to test him. They will continue to give him important matches. It's just that they also need to manage their expectations, their and I think it could also be there could be some fitness concerns with him because I don't think he has played this level of cricket before. And we heard about it at the start. He was dropped early on, even after taking that free wicket spell. I think they really need to manage his fitness as well. It's not easy to field 20 overs in IPL. It's not easy to bowl 4 overs and feel. I know it's not Test cricket, but still, this guy doesn't have any experience, and you need to manage his body as well as his mental strength in these matches. And I think Mumbai Indians, I am on Mumbai Indians side for this. I think they are doing the right thing by managing him, and they're doing it for their future as well. They are building a star, and that guy is going to play a lot of matches. But for now, at this moment, it's better to manage him as much as they can. I think you are on mute.
So yeah, I mean, you probably covered all the bases there in terms of why Vignesh Puthur is not there, or submission being surprising, or not the fact that yeah, Puthur it's high intensity environment IPL, and again fielding for 20 overs, or just constantly being there against one of the best might not be the ideal scenario for a young Dinesh Puthur. He may want to be there assessing how teams or how players are playing, from that perspective. And again, you have something like a Karan Sharma, and Ramstead mentioned that he did have a good season with RCB. So he's a bowler who's not just a backup bowler. He's a proper cricketer there who can get into the sides as well. Let's move on. We are 12 minutes away from the start of play. A brief look at the playing 11 of Sunrisers Hyderabad, the top four, top three, as you can mention. I guess you can see is what where the power relies for them. Travis said Abhishek Sharma, both of them coming good in the last game. Andy Klassen hasn't had the Klassen kind of innings or impact we would expect from him. Ishan Kishan, after that first game, hasn't been thereabout. Nitish Kumar Reddy is there, Aniket Verma, Pat Cummins, Harshal, Zishan Sari, Mohammed Shami, and of course, Ishan Malinga, a welcome change for them there. Uh, Impact players would be Abhinav Manohar, Jaydev Unatkar, Sachin Bibi, Rahul Chahar, and South Africa's Ryan Mulder. But one of the big questions we have discussed about Rahul Chahar and Abhishek Sharma at length, Rudranj, but what I am interested at this guy. Ishan Kishan, this image has been what 3 weeks now since this image was taken after his whirlwind century in that opening game for Sunrisers Hyderabad. We talked about that holding role. We need to talk. We talked about that player we need to have at 150. And Ishan Kishan is that kind of a maverick character. That yeah, he is somebody who can strike at 200. But if he wants to, the thing is he has the skill set, probably not the game awareness to the extent that he should be. A person of that skill set need to have, and would be quite interesting because he's playing against his former team here, Mumbai Indians, so he would know inside out. He would know the stadium inside out. Expecting big things from him, or you think no, Mumbai Indians would have scouted this guy out?
I think I am expecting at least a 54 today. I say at least because he has a decent record in Wankhede. He has done well for Wankhede, for Mumbai Indians. He didn't have the best of times at Mumbai Indians, but he wasn't the worst batter as well. He was someone, I think, he was the best of worst in a way, if not to be disrespectful, but in that era where they had so many superstars and some young players, he was the best of the young players. They had the best talent, and I think you are spot on by saying in saying that he has all the capabilities to be their main man in that number three who can bat according to situation. And I think he is also some of those one of those players who has just flown through the emotions of being the attacking player, being the SRH. Because you are an SRH, you have to go for from the first ball. I think he has let that thoughts go too much into his head, which is impacting his game. He can be someone who can take those 5 6 balls and cover it up even better than Abhishek Sharma because he has more experience in doing that. He has been playing cricket for so long. He was a prodigy. He was a under 19 captain, and I think he has that ability and the mindset to be able to be a 600 run, 650 run batter for SRH on those pitches that they're playing. He can attack spin, he can attack pace, he has the game, he has scored a 200 for India in ODIs. Those things don't happen if you're not talented enough. I think he just needs to recognize that. He only needs to recognize that he can be the main man for SRH, not just a youngster that he was in Mumbai. He doesn't need to be in the shadow of Travis Head or Abhishek Sharma or Hendrik Larsson or Pat Cummins. He can be one of those seniors who can lead this team in the future if Pat Cummins doesn't have to. He needs to get those performances out of him. I don't know if today can be the match. I expect that to happen. I can't say for sure because I don't think the pitch conditions are really that perfect for him. But I won't put it past him because he has played and he will definitely have a point to prove at Mumbai Indians because he would have the MI not retaining him would have hurt him a bit. I'm pretty sure he has been playing. He played them with them for 7 years. 7 years, not a small time. They retain every one of his crop. Hardik Pandya was retained. Surya Kumar Yadav was retained. So I think he would have expected them to go harder for him or just try to get him. But it's also because I think Harshit has told me, we have spoken about it, and he always says that Ishan Kishan wasn't getting those opportunities in Mumbai Indians, and you can see why they wanted to invest in someone like Tilak Verma, who was a better prospect at that age. So, at SRH, they need someone like him to play the sensible role, not be another Abhishek Sharma or Travis said. They need him to play Ishan Kishan, how Ishan Kishan plays. They want him to be a senior batter, someone who can. That's why paid 11 crores from him. For him, they weren't signing up a youngster who would play how the team asks him to. They wanted a player who would take that responsibility to play according to the situation. I think he needs to do that. Maybe this could be the match he does that, because he would have that sharp focus and razor sharp point to prove. Maybe that can happen today.
That's true. That is true. That is what I think the expectation would be from the SRC man, because you have a Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma, the hitters, and if you have somebody like a Nishan Kishan coming in there who can give you that versatility, then you have an Henrik Klassen and Aniket Verma, again two hitters, so to speak, and then you have somebody like Nitish Kumar Reddy, who's again versatile at that regard. So Nitish Reddy and Ishan Kishan probably are the two, that glue who could hold this SRH lineup together, even if one of those top four or two of those four hitters don't play or don't work out for them. But so yeah, that is probably the mindset there. You did talk about Harshit talking about Ishan Kishan. Here's Harshit commenting about Travis said always scored big runs against Rohit's team. Is that the reason MI is using him as an impact player? First part of the question, Rudransh, you can answer. Second part, is that the reason MI is using impact player? He's been used as an impact player ever since IPL 2025. So that is not the reason at all. Maybe fitness, maybe nothing. I'm not really sure. But ahead against Rohit's team. This is not Rohit's team, by the way. This is Hardik Pandya's team. Who are you talking about, Harshit?
I think today I just think there is like I have a very tingling feeling that Ravison won't score a lot of runs, because I think Mumbai Indians batting lineup, bowling attack is pretty strong for a batter like him. I think Deepak Chahar can trouble him. I think Trent Bolt can trouble him. Obviously, Bumrah has troubled him a lot in the past. I think unless he has at one of his freak, very lucky days, I don't see him scoring a lot of runs today. Maximum 50. I don't see him scoring a 60, 70, 80. I don't think so. It will be a great match for him. Not a yeah, you're showing my dream 11 team. I think I am happy to take that risk with him, that he is not going to score.
That's the reason why I brought it in, because we are about 5 minutes away from the start of the game. So let's dive in a bit into the fantasy 11 as well. And this is Rudran's team for people who want to have a hint or want to have some guidance in what teams to make. So whatever teams that you want to make or want to change, this is Rudran's 11. If you at the end of this, if you are not getting good bucks, or if you're losing money playing it on Rudranch, and if you do win big, again, you can praise there, or you can put in a vote of thanks for the branch as well. So Heinrich Lassen as the vice captain for you, and you have Suryakumar Yadav as the captain. Hasn't had the greatest of innings there, but why Suryakumar Yadav? I mean, you have a Tilak Verma, you have Hilton as well. Think it had been made decent. Ishan Kishan, you're putting your money on. Nitish Kumar Reddy, interesting. And Aniket Verma. So there's no Travis Head, there is no Abhishek Sharma for you. Hardik Pandya, Mitchell Santa, Jasprit Bumrah, and another X Factor player means Ishan Ansari. What are your logic behind this?
I think I have just tried to take a bit of a risk. I think Travis and Abhishek Sharma are the kind of players that everyone will go for. And for if you have to succeed in fantasy 11, you have to like take some risk. I believe that Suryakumar Yadav is too good a player to not score today. I think he has shown all the right glimpses of those of that excellent form that we expect from him. It's just he hasn't got that big knock that makes him trend on Twitter. I think that's the only thing that's left in the season for him, and I have the gut feeling that I am expecting that today, because I really think that he is one of the three best T20 batters in the world, with Nicholas Puran and Henrik Lassen. And I think the kind of season that we are seeing from Nicholas Puran, the kind of performances that we are seeing from him, I think this could be the day that Suryakumar Yadav brings one of those performances, a 70, 80, maybe an 85, maybe a 100, I don't know. But I think SRH's bowling attack, the kind of position he is going to come in today, and the pitch, the conditions, his home ground in front of his home fans, I think there is a big one in store for him. And I think the only guy can match him in the second innings could be Andy Klassen, who is in the first innings could be Andy Klassen because again, top three T20 batters in the world. This pitch should suit him. This Mumbai Indians bowling attack should suit him. Apart from maybe Bumrah, everyone else, maybe I will be very interested in seeing how he goes about facing Karan Sharma, because Karan Sharma's bowling is like perfect for Ryan Klassen. I'll be very interested to see how he goes about against maybe even Hardik Pandya, and I am expecting a big score from him as well. With Travis and Abhishek Sharma, I am not saying that they are going to fail like they failed in the first qualifier and the final of the last season, but I really think that there is a big chance that a lot of players would be going with them for captaincy, vice captaincy. I just want to get through that mess, over that mess, because I don't think both of them are going to do as well as people think.
Very interesting there. I mean, yeah. Again, you are going the SRH way, high risk, high reward is what you are expecting. And looking at
Yeah.
this 11, also the fantasy 11, I am expecting that you are not expecting big scores from Sunrisers Hyderabad. More wickets there because you have a Bumrah, Hardik Pandya, the Santner as your three bowlers. So you're expecting them to take wickets. And on the other hand, you have what? No, as I mentioned, no Travis Head, no Abhishek Sharma. You have a Rippleton, you have Suryakumar, you have Tilak Verma. That is the top three, top four of that Mumbai side that you have picked in. So I'm guessing that your money is on Mumbai winning this one over SRH.
Yeah, uh, I think this is I am the thought process behind making this team was I am expecting a close match. I don't think which team will come on top, but I think this is going to be as close as what we saw yesterday, if not closer. I think these teams have similar kind of issues, similar kind of strengths, and they can match each other in every aspect. I think if I were to say, I think fielding is the thing that will decide this game for him, because we have seen some very sloppy fielding throughout this tournament, and that has decided matches more than we have
SRH in
tried to
fact
come.
dropped what seven or eight catches in a single
Exactly.
game. I think SRH.
Exactly. I think that is the feeling has decided so many matches that we haven't even considered, that we haven't even talked about. I think fielding is the thing that will define this match. I am expecting a pretty close match, a batting friendly match, not a low scorer, not a very high scorer, maybe a 180, 190, 170 match where the team batting second could have an advantage of the due, but we have seen the second old ball after 12th over it's is impacting the games a bit. So we have to see. That's what I think will make this match much closer.
So that's the prediction from the branch. Close game. Hopefully not a super over, or hopefully a super over. Any which way, if you're working night shifts, may not want super overs. If you're enjoying it, you may want a super over from Mumbai Indians and Sunrisers Hyderabad. It's about perspectives after all. So before we close this, because we are already at the start of play, and it is Deepak Chahar, I think, who has started the bowling, and quite a close call there. Two quick single, that's double there, Abhishek Sharma, Travis said. So that's time for us to take a leave as well. But before that, we'll take one more comment from our colleague. Harshadip also wants to know about Dale Steyn's prediction 300 Banega. Rudransh has said no chance at all. 220 is what he's putting his money on, maybe 180, 190. I think you revised it when you said it right now. And yeah, for me also, I think not 300 to Lagni. If hota hai, to maybe. Harshit might have had Travis Head and Henrik Klassen and Nishan Kishan and Abhishek Sharma in his playing 11. So that is why you might be thinking of uh, uh, 300 plus total. But yeah, doesn't seem like the kind of pitch it is. And with that, that is the wrap of the pre-match live sessions as Sunrisers Hyderabad versus Mumbai Indians at the Wankhede. We will join you back at the close of play, and hopefully discussing a very close game and very thrilling game as well. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Rudvansh, for your insights and This is me, Vinit, signing off. We will see you again. Bye. Thank you.